Sometimes out on the water, things can get out of control quickly, kind of like we see right here. Welcome back, guys. It is your boy Broncos Guru, and it's this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If some of you guys haven't already heard, we are doing a giveaway on every video this month, and this video is no exception. All you have to do to qualify is make sure you hit that subscribe button and you're a subscriber on this channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment below, and we will pick our favorite comment, and somebody will win a Drain Plug Mafia tumbler. Our first incident to make the boating news this week is going to be trying to outrun a train. Tri-Rail officials down in Dania Beach, Florida mentioned this week that a boat being towed by a truck tried to beat a train going across the train tracks, but wasn't successful. The owner of this truck actually claims that is not the case, that another vehicle swerved in front of him at the last second and he had to swerve around them to avoid the collision. But what doesn't make a whole lot of sense about that story to me is why would he still have to go across the train tracks? At that point in time, he probably should have still been able to stop before hitting the train tracks if he planned to do so beforehand anyway. Our next incident to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to New Zealand, where this 15.5 meter vessel that's right here has been stuck on a reef for 5 days. They did finally get out to do the salvage operation, but upon arrival, salvage crews learned that the boat had been ransacked and looted as it sat out on the reef. The entire interior had been ripped apart and vandalized, and most of the electronics and alcohol had been stolen off the vessel.
Where's the rum gone?
The vessel was eventually successfully lifted off this reef and brought back into port. The owner was obviously frustrated with the vandalization of his boat, but did also mention that he realized this could have gone a whole lot worse than it actually was. Our next incident to make the boating news this week is going to take us to Australia, where that all-important safety lanyard comes into effect. Here you're going to see these two vessels that have collided right off of Rottnest Island in Australia. Basically, the vessel you see crashed onto the rocks had 2 members on board when all of a sudden they went over the wake of a ferry and knocked themselves into the water. The boat continued on into Rottnest Island Harbor and wound up launching off the other boat you see here and landing on the rocks. Of course, all of this could have been avoided had the captain been wearing the safety lanyard. They were very fortunate here that nobody was injured. With everything going on over the past year, we knew eventually this would come out, and a report was released this week estimating that 1.5 billion disposable masks will wind up in the ocean this year.
About 6 weeks after COVID hit Hong Kong, so late February, we began finding masks, and lots of masks.
The marine environmentalist group Ocean Asia that released the report believes it's going to have a dramatic impact endangering wildlife and ecosystems in the ocean, as most of these masks are partially made from melt-blown plastics, which do not deteriorate very well and can spend hundreds of years floating around in the ocean.
What we couldn't answer was how many are entering our oceans. We just didn't know.
Now, after doing the research and totaling out the calculations, they estimated that almost 52 billion masks were made this year due to increased demand, and they're estimating almost 3% or 1.5 billion of these masks will wind up in the ocean. There are currently multiple studies being done to see what exactly the long-term effects of this are going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be massively damaging. Since this is the last video we will be posting for 2020, I always believe in ending in a positive note. This video right here is going to show some fun out on the water caught on the camera just off the coast of Naples, but what makes this video unique is Matthew Smith was foil boarding when all of a sudden these dolphins decided they wanted to swim in his wake. Fortunately for Matthew, his wife was sitting on the back of the vessel and had the camera rolling and was able to catch this all on film.
That is insane! Ah! Oh my god! Hold on!
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening in your waterways, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and let me know, and you might see your stories over here, just like Blake Irwin, Picasso West, James Fergo, Matthew Smith, Dr. Emmett Brown, and Calumet IS did this week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on that subscribe button. If not, we're coming to steal your drain plug.